Hi and welcome back to my solo playthrough of Space Empires 4X. Thanks again for all the amazing comments I received. Really helpful. And one thing was finally confirmed to me, and I have no clue. I wasn't able to spot it myself, but it's clearly mentioned in the scenario rules here. Roll a die to determine the entry hex at the start of the economic phase. So yes, I was playing things a little bit hard on myself. Again, given how my shipyards are basically present in the home system here, it really doesn't matter, or didn't matter so far. But again, going forward, at least I know I do have the information before I make any plans where I do deploy new fleets and or ships and whatnot. So thanks again for making me aware. And another goof that was spotted was around shipyard deployments. I don't know, in turn 2 or 3 or so, I have basically built 2 shipyards doing the same economic phase, 2 shipyards at the same location. That's not allowed. I can deploy multiple shipyards doing the same economic phase, but they have to be built on different colonies, that is. Thanks again for confirming this. Ultimately, I don't think it affected the gameplay in any way, but definitely something you have to keep in mind. I think apart from that, everything else is clear. There was also one comment when you would be allowed to do the upgrade. That's something that you're doing during the economic phase. You're doing this during the movement phase. But yes, I'm aware of this. I talked through this during the economic phase, so I see where the confusion was coming from. But yes, I'm fully aware that the upgrades happen during the movement phase. You have to forfeit your movement. You have to spend the construction points accordingly. And I think this might be the very first thing that we are going to do here anyway, because I really want to upgrade basically both of my fleets now, or all of the fleets now, to the latest and greatest technology. I think I should have the construction points still available, as I was able to carry over 6 construction points to this turn. And yeah, I think that this is almost enough. I think we may not be able to fully build them. So we need 4 points here to bring them to the latest tech level. 1 point, and I think one of the destroyers have to stay back basically. But yeah, that's life. Nothing I can do anyway. But I think let's now really, for the first movement phase, spend it all on the upgrades, I think. Oh, and I think the destroyer may not make it to Abydos. No, not Abydos. It's Odyssey up here, right? No, we can make it, exactly. I was thinking here, but no, we only have to make it here. This will be the clear target for the first Doomsday Machine, that is. Yeah, so yeah, let's spend basically all 6 of our money for the upgrades. So this will update basically, I think, definitely all 3 of those, and one of those, I think, let's simply go for DD1 then in this case. So this is now the upgraded one, and we may want to do that, but we have to really wait for the next economic phase before, otherwise we don't have the money yet. But that's okay. So we are stacking those now. So this is now a 2, and this is this, so we can give this one back. So I think we are fully fine here. And I think this destroyer, which is upgraded, also has to move towards Odyssey. Then we have still some miners, so this is dropping off this mineral here. Definitely important. Similarly here, and I really do think that not exploring at this point in time is also a mistake. I mean, they're really some more tasty things in there. This could be another space rack, this could be more minerals and whatnot. Of course, also danger markers or more black holes, of course, or barren planets. But yeah, really losing 2 scouts due to black holes was no, I think it was 1 for a black hole and 2 we lost to alien planets, I believe. But still, we lost all 3 of those. But yes, space is a dangerous place, so let's not complain about this too much. I think these were all of our movements for this turn. So let's move into turn 2. Okay, one thing I forgot. Of course, we have to move the Doomsday Machine before we do that. They always move after us. And I think in this case, again, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. It doesn't really matter. So I think let's move in here. I'm pretty sure they are not attacking the aliens here. This would really feel like cheating, actually. If I would now have the Doomsday Machine fight those alien ships, they could very well maybe not destroy it, but at least, yeah, damage it. And all my ships there will be fully repaired after a fight. The Doomsday Machine keeps its damage from round to round, so it's not auto-healing. But honestly, I was looking at the rules, and the imps are infected by system markers. They don't roll for being destroyed in black holes, but apart from that, there is no mentioning of how they are dealing with alien civilizations. They are healing when they are destroying a planet on their way, but they're not auto-healing. So that's basically the one caveat to what I just said before, is that they are not auto-healing. Yes, they do heal when they are, let's say, destroying a planet. And they do destroy a planet once they move in there, but they have to fight the ships there first. So this is now really a very gamey thing to do, but honestly, I do think that this would only benefit me. I'm relatively certain. So these ships, they're all, or more or less all, fire before the Doomsday Machine here. So they would not really take it out, but really do some serious damage to it. So I think, as I don't want to cheat here, I will have to move it here through the black hole. I think so. I really think so. Really curious to hear what you have to think about this. Maybe there are some threats on the Geek. Maybe there's already an official ruling out there for these situations. But yeah, I mean, this might be an interesting loophole. But okay, that was the movement. Then I already moved the turn track marker. We still only have a movement of 2, which means this destroyer can only move 1 space now for this particular turn, which is fine. So, and these 2 have to move into this one here, and I think the destroyer will just make it in time to be available so that we can, we could die. I mean, if this fleet now goes down, I'm in a very, very tough spot, actually. I think then things will be really, really crunchy, actually. At least we have to bring it down. Maybe we are not going to defeat it right now, but we really have to do some serious damage there. Otherwise, we will be toast. Yeah, let's not forget to move our miners. There is still a mineral marker here. And I think this one has to move towards, what is it? Eden, of course. But yeah, I think this was our movement. Let's continue with the Doomsday Machine. I think they are not destroying those markers. At least I think they're not flipping those, but it's not saying that they are killing the minerals. Thematically, I think it would make sense thinking about the crystal entity or so. That's my thing. You know, it's, yeah, Doomsday Machine is, I think, built by an alien civilization here. Maybe it should destroy the mineral there. I don't know. But for now, let's not do that. And then we are moving into the final turn of this cycle. Yes, we will see some combat soon, and due to our movement of 2, this destroyer can now move 2 spaces in here, so I think we will also, it doesn't really matter too much. Let's keep the blip here for now. I think it doesn't really change things too much, so at least it's now present on time, or in time. This miner will make it to this mineral, and up here this miner will drop off this mineral at this colony. So we get some extra income, which might be so incredibly important. Okay, but now the Doomsday Machine will make its entrance to our first colony here. And again, I keep forgetting, I think it's Odyssey. Exactly, Odyssey has to find. This is our wolf encounter with the Borg, so we have to fight them. There is no shipyard, which would normally, a shipyard again would help us. In this case there isn't, but this was the shortest route, so we have to engage it right now. We are the defender, which is a good thing. Again, we are breaking ties in case of a tie in respect to tactics, and I think we have tactics too, they have tactics too, so at least for the destroyer we are shooting first, but we are only rolling on or hitting on a 4, no, on a 5. We upgraded this at least once, but we have to subtract the defenses for the Doomsday Machine, and I have to check that now. Okay, let me set up the battlefield. Okay, here we are. So this is the battle order. We can start to screen. We can do that at the start of each combat round, and again, screening means we can move it somewhere else, basically outside of the battle if we are in the lead. I think we also get the fleet bonus. At least I think. No, we are not getting the fleet bonus unless it's vulnerable to the fleet size. Yeah, and we have to do that roll now before we forget. But ultimately we have 4 ships against, let's call it maybe 3 ships. It has 3 attacks, but not sure if it's counting as 1 ship though. And our attack here is +2, our defense is +1, and here it's only 1 and 1. Respectively. So yeah, I think let's do the vulnerability or weakness roll first. So the first time you are engaging a Doomsday Machine, you have to roll, and I think each of those Doomsday Machines will or may have different vulnerabilities, and that's a 7, which in theory is a good thing. So it is vulnerable to large fleets. The problem is the player will get the 2-to-1 combat bonus in any round in which he attacks the DM with at least 10 ships. We are at 4, so yeah, that's not going to happen. Good to know, I have to remember that, but I highly doubt that I will ever make it to 10 ships for this very first Doomsday Machine. So yeah, no real vulnerability whatsoever. And so yeah, we have to roll. It rolls 3 times, right? And it has a hull rating of 6, so we have to basically hit it 6 times before it's dead. We have 2 cruisers, again, it is at D7 exactly, and it has a tactics rating of 2. We have a tactics rating of 2, which means our Ds should be for this D. That's at least something. So let's see, that's a +2, so they're hitting on a 6 minus the 1, so a 5 or less is what we need to roll. So let's roll the 2 dice for our cruiser here. So 5 or less, and wow, 2 hits. Now that's really, really helpful, and we do have damage markers for this. So that's definitely a welcome start here. Then we do the same for the destroyers. Here it's only a 5. They don't get 2 to their upgrades because yeah, the maximum attack modifier that you can get is dependent on your hull size, which is 1. So it's a 5 and a 1 in this case. Unfortunately, -1, so it's still a 4 or less that we have to roll. So let's roll them simultaneously, and wow, that's amazing! 2 more hits to the Doomsday Machine. Okay, that's not terrible at all. Wow. But then it's the Doomsday Machine who is hitting us with 3. Again, over D7 basically, so 7. I have to really check what it should attack first. And honestly, I do think it would benefit from hitting our destroyers here first, right? At least once, I think even twice. These would be 2 things, and it could take it out relatively easily. And I think removing potential attack opportunities is definitely the thing to go for. That's at least how I think about it. Might be terribly wrong, and again, as I don't know the game any better, I might make a terrible judgment call here, but it is my judgment call, and personally I think I would the destroyers here first. We are rolling them 1 at a time anyway, and I don't want to use my black die. Again, they have a defense rating of 1, it's shit, so it basically is 6 or less. So basically going for destroyer 1. 4, this is gone. Bam, out of here. Destroyer 2. Bam! Out of here. Oof, that is tough. And now it doesn't really matter too much. Here we have basically a 2 defense, so it's a 5 or less against one of those. And bam! Also a hit. Oh boy, this is terrible. So in theory, I could now screen the ship as we are moving into the next round of combat, but I really do think we need all the attack power we can get. So we will simply shoot twice, but with 3 shots they could take out my entire fleet here, and then it would heal for 2, and this would be really bad. Okay, so let me do the math again. So we have a 6 minus 1, so it's a 5 or less, exactly. 5 or less, and bam! It's out of here! This is so amazing. This Doomsday Machine is no more. Yes, it has a hull size of 6. Wow, amazing job. And even the casualties weren't that bad. Of course, 18 points worth, or I think even a little bit more because we upgraded those ships. But wow, this was massive. This was so massive. So let's bring this fleet back to Odyssey. Again, it's fully healed, so we are going back to CA1 with 2 ships underneath it. Now that was truly amazing. I don't think we get any bonus whatsoever for this, but this was so important. So now we do have 2 cruisers still ready for Doomsday Machine 2, and I think the next one is a C8 exactly, with 2 defense though, with a hull size of 7 now. Interesting. We have also a C on our cruisers, but again, because of our tactics rating, we should shoot first though. Of course, again, we could now really decide and say, let's bring our ship fleet size up to basically 10 or more, but we don't know what vulnerability it will have, and there's also a likelihood or a chance that it doesn't have any weakness at all. Wow, okay, that was pretty successful, but I think all my ships hit, which is very, very unusual for this channel. Let me assure you this. So I reckon the next fight against the Doomsday Machine will be a disaster for the second one, but at least we do have some time now. Problem is, we are now moving into the next economic cycle, so let's bring it down. Let's do some income, so we get colony and mineral income, no pipeline income though. And if I counted correctly, we should be at 63 in total, including the 2 mineral tokens. Now that's not terrible. We don't have any leftover funds, but still not bad to start. Then we have 5 maintenance still, right? We have 2 CAs and 1 destroyer left. Yeah, that's 5, so it's bringing us down to 58. I think that's the most we ever had. Question is, do we want more upgrades or do we want to heavily invest into new ships? Ship size could be good, as I do think we need the battle cruiser at least for the last Doomsday Machine. It comes with 15. Or do we need the battleship? Oh, let me check that. No, this is B5. No, I think the B5 is definitely the good one. I think we don't need any more defense or tactics for the battle cruiser. I think they are also at hull size 1. So the next upgrade that would benefit from attack or defense size would be the battleship, but this would be 2. We could still think about this, but I guess we should really invest into a battle cruiser, at least into the technology now, so we are not missing out on things. But that's 20 we have to spend. Shipyards, I don't think so actually. Let's see about that again, because we could do them all anyway actually before we are moving into the final Doomsday Machine encounter, because yeah, I think that's fine. So let's just spend the 20 here, which means we have 38 left. We definitely need 1 more for the next destroyer to be upgraded. I really want this upgraded, but what else? Do we want to build a battle cruiser already so we have it done? It's still, yeah, I think it may benefit us, and we may also want to consider another scout maybe. So from here we could then 1, 2, 3. Could make it to one of these worlds. Similarly here is still a lot to gain actually for this colony, but there's no shipyard there. Of course we cannot build anything there. That's really a bummer. Maybe I should have built a shipyard there. Maybe I should do that now actually, just to have it for maybe a future round or so. It's another defense, but I really want the defenses there where we are also engaging with a potential Doomsday Machine, right? And yeah, I think it's basically 1 to 5 chance that a Doomsday Machine will come here. So yeah, I think we are bringing out another scout here. And I think these minerals are gone. Let's remove those before I forget. And I think we are going for one of those battle cruisers, right? Yeah, let's do that. Why not? We have to bring it out here because here we are out of construction capacities actually. We could have upgraded then. That's a point. Then we could have built 3 there. But yeah, let's not worry about that. I think we have 1 more turn left, so we are building the battle cruiser in here. That's 21 points worth of ships. 21, so that's 41. So we have 17 left. Oh, now in this case, I think we have to build another cruiser. I think let's also build another cruiser. That's 12 more, right? So that's 33. Yeah. Let's go for 33 again. So that's 53. So we have 5 available, and we need to spend 1 on upgrades for the next round. So this will be my thing. So we will carry over 4. It's just a reminder for me, but I want to upgrade the last remaining destroyers on the board. Yeah, let's do that. And the cruiser will have to be built here as well. Again, here we have 4 building points here, 2 and 2, so that's fully okay. Nice, and I think, yeah, we can grow this colony once more. Oops, no, we are removing it, of course. So it's producing at full capacity right now. That's nice. Cool. So let's keep going, right? For this one, we will simply spend the construction point, so it's now fully upgraded, so we are not moving it. For all the others, I really don't know where they are needed. And I think right now we might as well leave them here. The only thing I want to consider is maybe to bring the cruiser to the other cruisers here. So this could be a potential thing to consider. So I think we are moving this down and the cruiser up here so that we can unite those or bring them together. The scout will simply move out towards, I don't know, this direction here, maybe getting those. And yeah, the miner, I think the miner will move in here, basically making it to this mineral. The problem is, yeah, we have this miner here. It's still carrying stuff, of course. We have to bring it back home to Orion. Yeah, I think again for the destroyer, I don't know. The battle cruiser also, I don't know. I think these were all of the movements. We don't have a Doomsday Machine out on the board yet. That's at least something. So let's move into the second turn. This miner will move in here, will drop off the mineral, and then I think, yeah, there are still some minerals left here. Maybe we'll move it towards this direction. I don't know. This miner here will move to this, so they could make it sooner or later. This scout is moving towards the asteroid. Again, there are still some things to explore here, and this cruiser will unite with the cruiser fleet here, so we have to exchange the token underneath it, so it's now a 3 instead of a 2, but this gives us a blip back for any future builds. Okay, I think again those were all of the movements I wanted to do at least. So let's move into the final round. Again, our ships can now move 2, at least our combat ready ships, which doesn't apply to this miner, but okay, he's grabbing that loot here. This miner here doesn't know any better, so I think we are moving towards hopefully something here. We will move into, yeah, let's go into no, I think we are moving into this direction, so we can maybe harvest more down here, and maybe I should show things to you. The cruisers, I think we are not going to move. Yeah, I think we want to leave them where they are. Again, right now we don't have really a lot of information, so we are moving into the exploration phase. There is no combat, so let's really, wow, that's really long time we haven't seen an exploration, and it's another nebula. Okay, really no ill effect whatsoever, so we can continue to explore this way. But yeah, that's basically the end of our turn or movement cycle. So we are removing the next disc here, which means Doomsday Machine 2 is ready to go, which is this one here. So let's make the roll accordingly. Now I will play this correctly, and this is 1, and I think 1 is up here, and I said it, it only needs 2 movements to make it here, so that's problematic. That's really problematic. I think we will not be able to get our fleet there. Yes, we could build a star base, but 1 star base against what? How many? 7, or how big? 7 hull size. I think we may have to abandon the colony here, because again, I don't want to do partial damage to it, then it destroys the colony and heals it up basically. So I think, unfortunately, Eden, you served us well, but yeah, we will have to abandon you. Wow, 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 what a very poor leadership skills here I'm showing him. Really not great, or maybe it's good leadership skills. I don't really know, but it really feels bad. Okay, then let's collect some income. We still get it though for this round, so it even feels worse now this way, but Okay, it is what it is. And this round we are only getting 60 because again we only got one mineral here, but we increased this one here a little bit. So we lost 3 compared to the last round, but it's still not terrible. So let's mark it down. So it's 55, it's 5 minerals, it's nothing here. It's 64 in total. Now I have to do some counting. So it's 1, 3 plus 6. 9 in maintenance, so this really does hurt. So we even have less funds available, but yeah, that's the price of a large military fleet. Question is, do we want more? Do we want to invest into fleet size 5 just to be ready for a battleship, which comes with an A5, defense of 2 and 3 hull size? So this could really help us against future Doomsday Machines. I think we have to do that. Yeah, so let's circle this. And again, 5 is then, yeah, battleships. Exactly. But again, this is 20 cash. So we have 35 left, which we have to spend on stuff. Now the question is, do we want more colonies? But I do not think that we get the money back, basically. So everything that we are investing now, we will not completely get it back. So we are spending 8, and the colony may give us maybe 1, maybe 4 back. Really didn't count this one properly through. I think, no, it's 2 no, it's 1. I think it's only giving us 1 back. We have 2 more to go. So I think building a colony ship at this point in time doesn't really help us. The question is, do we want more shipyards? So we will not going to make it for this battle here. That much is clear. We already have basically sealed that deal. Up next, I think from there they will move 1, and I think, that's a good point. I think it will move towards Terra then, the closest route to Terra. So building now a shipyard here would at least help us in future, and we could still build stuff there. If we build a second one, next stage, for example, we could build a complete battle cruiser there. So I think building a shipyard here at, what is it, Rigel, might help us. And this time I will not forget that we can only build 1 of those. But I think let's do that. I will place a marker underneath it so that I will not forget it. We cannot build anything there. This round at least, that is, but maybe on a future turn. And again, still, it will help us against the Doomsday Machine later on, and we can build, I think, at least for the final round, for the final Doomsday Machine, we can definitely try to build a cruiser there or not, or so. Yeah. Cool. For 20, I want to build a battleship here. We may have to upgrade later on when we are really doing the attack and or defense upgrades, but I still think because it costs us 3, we will run out of shipyard capacity. So I think we have to do that. It's still another 3 money or maintenance we have to spend each turn, economic phase that is, but still I think it's worth it. That's 26 in total. We have still some money left, and we could build another destroyer there. The destroyer doesn't necessarily help us immediately against the next Doomsday Machine, which is a C8. So they will shoot before the destroyer. So I'm not sure if destroyers are any useful now. But we can't build another. Yeah, but we only have 1 more construction point there. Maybe another battle cruiser, but no, we are out of money actually, so we can't afford it. We already spent 26, we have 35 left. Yeah, we have still 1 more normal thing left anyway, but this will be really close actually. It really depends now on where this final Doomsday Machine will appear. This could really make things very spicy. So yeah, let's not build anything else. Might be a terrible mistake. So we had to spend 26, that's 46, right? Which is 9 remaining CPs. I think we are not doing any upgrades. I know we have maintenance increase, but yeah, we will carry over 9 to the next turn. This will, I think it just covers, no, it doesn't even cover the maintenance for the next round. It was 9 already, and most likely this is going to be 12 now. And we are losing 5 colony points. We're getting at least one more mineral that might offset some of the things. But yeah, well, for the second one, I think we are okay money-wise, but really depends on where the final Doomsday Machine will make its entrance. Of course, we have to win the fight against this Doomsday Machine here first. Even though I think, okay, I have some good fleets now available, it's still not easy. I'm relatively certain it might be a challenging thing though, because with 7 we just made it. With 6 now, it was already pretty close. Yes, our fleet is now a little bit bigger, but we can't use destroyers anymore, at least not as efficiently. I think it hits 4 times now even, so it makes 4 attacks instead of 3. So yeah, this could be really, really spicy. I think there's nothing left to increase colony wise, that is. So I guess that's really the end of this economic circle. And I think I will end my playthrough for today to give you some room to correct me as usual. Of course, yeah, anything that you might tell me I did completely wrong for the first Doomsday Machine, this is now too late. I really hope I didn't mess this one up. I'm really enjoying this still. It's a ton of fun. I was incredibly lucky in respect to my dice rolls, which is very, very unusual for this channel. Mark my words here, the next one will be disastrous. But yeah, definitely looking forward to the next video, which then might be the last. I think with the next video I will play it to the bitter end, whatever this means. But I think for now it's a good point, or we are at a good point to pause this series for now. Before I forget, a huge shout out again to all of my patrons and channel members. And in case that you have missed it, I'm almost missed it, my channel just reached 7,000 subscribers. So I'm really, really proud of this, but I couldn't have done this without you. And this does not just include patrons or channel members, it's everyone who is watching and following, commenting, liking this channel, maybe even disliking this channel. This all helps. So really, really appreciate all your support from everyone. But of course, if you want to consider donating a little bit, you can join me on Patreon. You can click that little thanks button. You can join on YouTube here for a channel membership. That is, keep liking, keep subscribing, keep commenting, keep visiting. Really all helpful and appreciated. And yeah, with that being said, hope to see you soon in one of my other videos. And until then, bye bye.